Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the second review on this Friday, June 12th, 2020. And my second review of the day is the new Netflix original film, Da 5 Bloods. It's directed by Spike Lee, and it ticks in around 2 hours and 34 minutes. The movie stars Delroy Lindo, Jonathan Majors, Clark Peters, Norm Lewis, Isaiah Whitlock, Paul Walter Hauser, Jean Reno, and Chadwick Boseman. And it's about four African-American vets who battle the forces of man and nature when they return to Vietnam, seeking the remains of their fallen squad leader and the gold fortune who helped them inside. Before I start with Da 5 Bloods, if you've already checked out Da 5 Bloods on Netflix, let me know down below in the comments section. Did you like Da 5 Bloods? Did you not like Da 5 Bloods? If you haven't seen Da 5 Bloods yet on Netflix, tell me, are you interested in seeing Da 5 Bloods? All that type of stuff, leave it down in the comments section below. We're going to go through positives, negatives, my score, and that's how this review will go. So overall, everyone, I just want to say this first. I am becoming a big Spike Lee fan here all of a sudden. I really enjoyed his previous film, BlacKkKlansman, and that mixed well with drama, comedy, heart, and that type of stuff. And I was laughing just as much as I was being emotional in that movie, and I thought it was an excellent film from Spike Lee. So I was really excited to see what he came up with next. And when I saw the trailer, I got really invested already. The cast already seems pretty stacked. A lot of familiar BlacKkKlansman actors are also in this movie. And this story, even though it's not true, it still feels very relatable, very true, and super relevant to the very hard times going on right now in this country. So overall, this movie for me is really, really meaningful, touching, relatable for African Americans, and powerful is what I'll say. Powerful is the right word to describe Da 5 Bloods. Now, I don't want to compare this to BlacKkKlansman because I think I like them both probably equally, but they're two very different movies. This movie does not go for the comedy, okay? This is not a funny movie, and it stays with the drama for the full runtime. Now, you might be worried about the runtime as well. It's 2 hours and 34 minutes, and yes, that's one of my main issues with the movie. Is that my only issue with the movie for the most part is that it does drag out some storylines to a thin place. There's one storyline in particular that does not work, and there is also the runtime does feel itself towards the end of the movie. But as a whole, this is probably the best cast assembled that work well together so far in the year 2020. For Netflix, this is a real shock to the system for what we've been getting on Netflix in this year. And I've really enjoyed Netflix movies this year, but there's nothing I've been blown away with. This movie for sure blows away all those Netflix movies that we've gotten so far. First of all, the movie is really well helmed by Spike Lee. His directorial style for me is in here actually a lot more than it is in BlacKkKlansman, which might be an issue for some people. But for me, the way he transitions from the past to the present is done so well and so realistically and so gritty that it sucks you in every time they go back and forth. Also, the main reason why you're going to care about this movie is these four guys, okay? And it's led by Delroy Lindo, who gives an unbelievable performance here as Paul. His relationship with his son, played by Jonathan Majors, and his group, Delroy Lindo, Clark Peters, Norm Lewis, and Isaiah Whitlock Jr. are the four men who were in Vietnam, and they came back to find their gold and the remains of their former leader, who is played in the younger version by Chadwick Boseman. First of all, they all four work so well together. The first scene you know they're so close already, and it's tough to see that in film these days, those type of casts that close together, and it's really amazing to see that come through here in this movie. But Delroy Lindo for sure gives the strongest performance of the movie, and especially when something happens to him in the third act and he's just talking to us right now like I am talking to you here at the camera. Really, really special stuff from Delroy Lindo, who easily, so far in the year 2020, which has not been a great one, obviously, gives the best performance of the year. So far in a male leading performance, this is the best performance we've gotten all year long. And it's really, really powerful. His relationship with his three best friends, his relationship when he was younger with Chadwick Boseman really comes through here, especially when they keep flashing back. His relationship with his son, with Jonathan Majors, is really powerful, especially as he evolves as a character throughout. And he is the lead of this movie. But the other three as well have some great storylines and relationships going for it. Also, this is a non-spoiler review, so I'm not going to tell you where these characters end up here at the end. Clark Peters as Otis also gives my second favorite performance of the movie. Otis is the nicest character, I would say, in the film. Paul Walter Hauser gets some good stuff in here. Jean Reno, by the way, also, who's kind of the main villain, I would say, of the movie. He does work. He's not in a lot of scenes. Chadwick Boseman as well, who this was the most unsure thing. I didn't know how much he would be in the movie. Because I didn't really know based off the trailer, the actual plot. It looked like they were going to find some things about his character, but while it's about his character, it's about his impact on our four characters and how much they've evolved from him being the leader. And going back and forth, and Chadwick Boseman as well gives, once again, another powerful performance in very small amount of time he gets. So he gives a really good performance, but he's not on screen that much. And that is a credit to Spike Lee, because he could have made it about Chadwick Boseman because he's the most famous person in this movie. But instead, he let these four men have this story, and it's about how Chadwick Boseman impacted their lives. And that was very powerful. As well as there's a Moani Thierry as well, is really good here in this movie. It's also unpredictable. And that is something that I was not expecting from this movie. When I was watching it, especially towards that third act, I definitely had out in my head what I thought would happen with our four characters and where they end up by the end of the movie. And some I did see coming and some I didn't. And that's a credit to this movie. The film is very unpredictable, which is something that I really love. And the film also has a beautiful score as well. It's by Terrence Blanchard, who also did the score for BlacKkKlansman. He got nominated for his score for BlacKkKlansman as well. So it was great to see the score pop once again from one of Spike Lee's movies. As well, again, it's really well written. It's very creative. Again, the way he shoots the past, which is the Vietnam War itself, and the present is really great. And also just the powerfulness of the story itself. I love that he didn't go for another true story. I like that while this really feels like a true story, it has amazing relevance, and you really feel that this could have really happened. And I really love that about The Five Bloods as well. The title of the movie means a lot. I'm not going to give you specifics on why, but it really means a lot. You care about every character in the movie. The one thing I would say about storyline-wise is that there is a romance. I'm going to tell you who it's between. That one of the two romances in this movie that just does not work for me. It felt very rushed. While the actors did a great job with it, it didn't feel necessary, and it wasn't resolved by the end of the movie. But as a whole, man, this is a very powerful movie, a very relevant movie. Now, the movie is very violent. Obviously, we're going into war. It's rated R, and it is 2 hours and a half, and it definitely feels like it, which for me was an issue because I love when war movies like this feel like you're in the trenches with them, and it feels like you're that long with them on this journey. Some people I could see having issue with the runtime. I can see people having issue with the intro. It's a lot of exposition, but I think it's told in a very good way with a very powerful performance by Delroy Lindo in the lead, and a very good, I think this is a better directed movie for Spike Lee than BlacKkKlansman. I do think BlacKkKlansman has the edge in the writing, but Delroy Lindo gives the most passionate performance we've seen, so at least so far in 2020. So out of 5 stars, I gave this 4.3 stars out of 5. I'm giving this an 86%. I really enjoyed this movie. I had some flaws with it, but It's a really powerful movie. Everyone, if you're able to see this, I would really want you guys to check this one out. It's a good learning experience, especially from my perspective. It's a really great learning. I think African Americans are going to really relate to it. I think also all races need to watch this because it's powerful for, I think, for everybody. Everyone is involved in this part of the story. So I get on the year so far, it has been my favorite movie of the year that I have seen so far. I think it's the best movie we've gotten so far in the year 2020, and so far it's my favorite movie. Out of 34 movies I have seen, it is by far my favorite movie of the year so far, which also means it's my favorite movie that we've gotten on the Netflix streaming service. Once again, guys, do you agree with my Da 5 Bloods review? If you've seen the movie, tell me that in the comment section down below. If you haven't, did I get you really interested in seeing Da 5 Bloods? Also, let me know in the comment section. I'm really appreciating all the support I am getting for this YouTube channel. Let's keep building this. Hit a like, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Also, hit that bell for notification on every video that pops on here on this YouTube channel. For you guys to know, my Twitter and Instagram are in the description below on both Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. And also, my next video will be Sunday night. Sunday night in the West Coast, I'll be posting it. It is my season 4 review of Insecure, the HBO show. It's the season finale is on Sunday, and I'll be giving you a full non-spoiler review of season 4 in its entirety. Also, in the tank right now, I'm almost done rewatching all the Batman movies. I'll be doing a Batman movie ranking here on this YouTube channel. A lot in the tank, a lot of movies here on Netflix coming out in the month of June, and today was a huge day. Also, if you haven't already, I already posted a video today. It was my review of the Disney Plus new movie, Artemis Fowl. It'll pop up right next to my head. Click on that video if you have seen Artemis Fowl or you're interested in seeing Artemis Fowl. That will pop up right here. And also next to me, there'll be a video of the HBO Max original series, Love Life. I did that season 1 review yesterday as well. Also, I have a Netflix movie that I watched last week called The Last Days of American Crime. That will also pop up right next to my head, as will that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. I guess I'll see you guys on Sunday.